Good morning. We're starting out with some clouds and wet roads and some light showers around the Ozarks this morning. It's 53 degrees in Springfield on some north winds. Lighter showers on the backside of our storm from yesterday, with rain stretching from Clinton to Springfield and West Plains. Again, the rain has been pretty light, no lightning. It's pretty benign. You just need an umbrella and some windshield wipers out there this morning. It's 54 degrees in Harrison, 54 in Branson, and 52 degrees to start in Mountain Grove. So we're starting out with some wet roads this morning, but we'll dry out by the afternoon. These showers will work on clearing to the east by lunchtime. So if you've been working from home, don't start on the patio. You could probably head out to the patio later on this afternoon. We'll get some more sunshine and highs closer to 70 degrees. So showers work on clearing to the east by lunchtime. Sunshine in 70s to the west. A couple of clouds and cooler 60s to the east. Increasing clouds tonight, and then showers and thunderstorms return tomorrow with those highs in the 60s. That next storm, like the one we had yesterday, tracks to the south, so that healthier severe threat will be south of the Ozarks, but we could pop in to one or two strong to severe storms near and south of the state line if we can get that fuel to come this far north with that southerly storm track. If we find a strong storm, it would be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Locally heavy rain will be an issue because we're already pretty saturated from yesterday with some rain totals that were near and over an inch, so minor flooding would be a concern there. So stormy again on Friday. We'll clear out on Saturday with sunshine and cooler highs in the lower 60s. Still quiet through Sunday, a little bit warmer with that high around 70 degrees. Increasing clouds on Monday, and our next storm system comes in by Tuesday. Joe, Lauren.
And now an update from Color 10 News on the coronavirus.
Need to give you a morning update on the number of cases there. In Missouri, there are 6,137 and 208 deaths. The state of Missouri does not report the number of recoveries, but here in Greene County, we have 46 recoveries and 38 active cases and 8 deaths. Down in Arkansas, they've seen 2,400 with 893 people recovered and 44 deaths.
As we know, first responders remain on the front lines of the COVID-19 crisis. However, less told is the story of these so-called last responders. Color 10's Nija McDonald joins us this morning to share how a funeral director hopes to soon help families in New York. Nija, good morning.
Well, good morning, Lauren. This is Nicole Geritana, a funeral director for Whitechapel located near Kansas City. Now, Geritana is headed to New York to spend the next 2 weeks helping ease the state's need for those in her occupation. She says funeral directors are finding themselves overwhelmed as COVID-19 deaths multiply. Her goal is to help families navigate this tragedy. She says roughly 60 Whitechapel funeral directors from across the country are working in rotations to keep plans moving and help families as fast as they can.
Difference, it's going to be being thrown into something that no one's experienced. I know the funeral directors there are saying this is worse than 9/11. It's nothing like they've ever seen. Very hard to say goodbye to your loved one and start the true process of grieving this way.
Well, Geritana says she understands the work she's doing is important, but knows she's not alone. She says there are countless people working just as hard to help get everyone through the pandemic.
All right, thank you, Nija. Victims of abuse in Springfield now have another lifeline to help them deal with the fallout of traumatic experiences. Thanks to Harmony House and the Victim Center in Springfield, people who are abused now have an additional person within the Springfield Police Department they can count on. Those two organizations have each provided a person to work with detectives who will act as a social worker of sorts within the department. It should help police do their jobs better, and more importantly, it gives victims a chance to interact with someone who can help them navigate the steps to prosecute their abuser and get the help and protection they need.
We'll be right there working alongside detectives. It will hopefully improve just the overall relationship in terms of the victim's experience with the criminal justice system. Hopefully that will empower victims to feel like they can make the best choice for themselves on if they want to move forward.
The advocate from Harmony House will be at the Family Justice Center to help with domestic violence. The Victim Center advocate will be at the police headquarters and help out with the sexual assault unit.
Got some news around the region. A Missouri meat plant is suspending all production after a spike of positive cases in its staff. Last week, we told you about Burger's Smokehouse in California, Missouri, temporarily closing after 3 employees tested positive. Now the company says that number is up to 21. Burger says it will still do limited shipping during the closure and plans to resume production on April 30th.
A $5,000 reward is offered for information on a dog found shot and abandoned near the Bella Vista Animal Shelter in Arkansas. This is a heartbreaking story. In February, workers found the dog trapped in a well culvert outside the shelter. It was dehydrated and had 2 bullets stuck in its body. Employees rescued the dog and are hoping to track down its owner on Facebook. The post caught the attention of PETA and is now offering a reward. The group says anyone who would do this to a dog could possibly hurt a human.
This has been, well documented by medical experts, the FBI, and as long as this person is at large, they're a danger not only to animals, but people in the community as well.
The dog, which the shelter named Glory, will have surgery to remove the bullets later this month. She is expected to recover.
3 top officers at the Little Rock Police Department are now suing their head of command because of a trial of an officer involved in a controversial shooting from a year ago. During the trial, Assistant Chief Hayward Finks took the stand and said the investigation was rushed. In the new lawsuit, Finks claims the police chief took that testimony and used it against him and 2 others. The suit also claims Finks' brother, Sergeant Dwayne Finks, and Sergeant Reginald Parks were transferred from school resource officers to patrol without any explanation and reduced pay. The officers say they just want their original jobs back, and Finks wants the retaliation to stop.
He just wants to go to his job every day, work with the community, try to ensure that Little Rock is a safe place to raise his family.
The city is aware of the lawsuit but has not been served with papers and also had no comment.
Around America, 7 more big cats at the Bronx Zoo have now tested positive for COVID-19, bringing the total to 8. The Wildlife Conservation Society, which runs the zoo, says 3 tigers and 3 African lions started showing symptoms in early April, just after a 4-year-old Malayan tiger tested positive. Another tiger has the virus but is asymptomatic. The zoo says all the animals are doing well. They were infected by a staff member, though exactly how is still unclear.
Taking a look around the world, passengers of one cruise ship disembarked in Italy after spending 15 weeks at sea. Thousands of passengers joined the cruise in Venice at the start of January for a round-the-world voyage. They then became stuck at sea, with few ports wanting to allow guests to disembark once the coronavirus caught on stronger.
Businesses begin to reopen today in Vietnam after 3 weeks of a government-ordered shutdown. The country has not reported any new cases for the past week. The government also lifted the ban on traveling between provinces while the number of domestic flights is allowed to increase. In several areas, students started to go back to school after almost 3 months of closure. With 45 active cases still remaining, the country still forbids public gatherings.
Several koalas injured in the Australian wildfires are back home in the wild. Onwen is the name of one that had went viral due to the severe nature of her burns. They covered 90% of her body. She is, though, one of 26 koalas to be released in the Lake Inez Nature Reserve over the course of a week.
Ending on a traffic alert for you, MODOT has moved on from its first concept of a project that became too expensive. It is now asking for your input to decide between a second and third concept, building a new interchange at U.S. Route 60 and Missouri 125 near Rogersville. An online meeting here on MODOT's website is now open, and it will be that way until May 6th. You can give feedback between 2 proposals, and there's a 5-minute video detailing the concepts and the pros and cons of each, as well as a map. Construction is scheduled to begin in 2022.
All right, thank you very much, Lauren. We take a look at what's trending now. Some severe weather coming through Oklahoma and Texas has resulted in 5 deaths right now as of last check, Elisa.
Yeah, there were 27 tornadoes confirmed so far between Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi out of this outbreak. And I would expect that number to increase today as we get out, see the damage, and can survey the damage more. And this system is actually responsible for another tornado watch near the panhandle of Florida and the Gulf Coast this morning, so we're not done yet.
Wow, still more surveying of that to happen.
Yeah.
All right, the other trend everyone's talking about is the NFL draft. Everyone excited for that? Get some sports going. The Chiefs are picking last tonight in the first round, but we've got coverage for you starting at 7 o'clock tonight on ozarksfirst.com. It's a live breakdown of every pick, so you want to join us for that on ozarksfirst.com. One last look at our weather.
Some sunshine coming back today, some clearing skies, but showers and storms return by tomorrow.
All right, thanks for starting off your Thursday with us. There's a live look at some of that gloom outside. Hope y'all have a great day.